morning, everybody. How are you? Or if you're tuning in and it's afternoon, good afternoon. Or if you're tuning in during the night, good evening. So I watched Neo Tarot's reading on Kaibella and Chantal last night. I did a react to her reading last night, but after rewatching it, I decided to redo it over because I don't think I conveyed myself well. So I'm choosing to redo it because I was tired last night and I'm like this it wasn't the best. And I believe in quality content versus quantity. If you're not happy with something, don't put it out. So redoing it, we're doing a do-over, we're doing a rewind. But Neo Tarot, she did a really wonderful reading on Foodie and Kaibella, and it was really, really interesting. The energy that Neo was picking up on Kaibella and Chantal, it wasn't what you thought it would be. It's really interesting, the dynamic between the two of them. And I wanted to give my thoughts by reacting to her video. So I'm going to leave a link down below for her original video, and I encourage everyone to check out Neo Tarot and her reading. Give her a sub, give her a like, leave a comment, give her some engagement. There's lots of tarot readers on YouTube, and some of them are more on the ball and more on point than others. And Neo, you do have the gift. You are very insightful. I love your style. You're very on it. For someone who doesn't react to Chantal, you pick up more about her than some people. Like you read her like the phone book. You got her figured out. But yeah, the insights of the reading were wonderful. Wonderful. And I want to get my thoughts along with Neo Tarot. So if you're someone and you're interested in tarot readings, you like the tarot readings on Foodie, you find them entertaining, again, look down below this video in the description. You'll find the link for her video. You can check her out. Check out all her videos. She does readings on different, celebrities and singers and whatnot. Check her out. Like, fully recommend her. Absolutely. So let's talk about this little reading between Kaibella and Chantal. It's very insightful. But, I'm going to stop talking. And I'm going to pull up the reading and give my thoughts as we go. And in this reading, Kaibella, I'm sorry, excuse me. I am so sorry, Neo. I've got too many names on the brain. In this reading, Neo Tarot, she goes back and forth between Kaibella and Foodie to Kaibella and how they feel about each other. So we're going to be flipping back and forth. And I'm going to do my best to keep it from becoming confusing. So let's do this. Okay. So there's her video, Neo Tarot. I love the intro, girl. It's so nice. Let's go, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Hey, let's get into this intuitive reading, this intuitive message, this guided reading for Foodie, Beauty, and Kaibella. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Someone left in the comment section that thank you, Spirit, that they wanted me to do a reading on Foodie, Beauty, and Kaibella K. So here we go. All right, this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Sometimes the tea is hot and sometimes it's not. You have to watch the video to the end to determine for yourself. Okay, attaching to the highest vibrating energy for this reading. All right, so Spirit is acknowledging that when it comes to this combined energy, these two, there's an energy of someone trying to put a layer on their cake. Now, it could be one or it could be both, okay? So this is just seeking fame, seeking accolades, triumph, self-esteem, confidence, and talent. So they're adding a layer to the cake, kind of being attached to these energies. Like, does that make sense? So coming together energetically makes another person feel validated, makes another person feel like they're adding a layer to the cake.
I hate to stop you, Neo. I'm all about manners and being polite. You're on a roll and I want to keep you being on the roll, but I'm going to speak the thoughts that Spirit is telling me. So I have to stop you for that, because if I try to wait, it's probably going to disappear. So yes, Chantal, anybody that goes against her, anybody that speaks out against her, or they reveal something that she doesn't want revealed, if anybody dares to interfere in her web of lies, she's gonna automatically, her default is to say about that person, oh, you're just looking for clout. You're just looking for fame. You're looking for money. You're looking for recognition. Although Chantal is the kind of person that she's constantly seeking those things through whatever means necessary, whether it's doing or saying something on her channel to get herself attention, get the views, get the subs, get the money. But she puts down other people for doing the same things that she does all the time. And as far as the situation with adding another layer to the cake, again, claiming, oh, you're just doing this for nefarious reasons. But sometimes when it comes to spirit, when it comes to the universe will first try to work through you by giving you inspiration, giving you creativity, giving you good ideas, giving you feelings that something is not right, that something is wrong, and you need to course correct. But if you ignore the messages, if you ignore the feelings, if you ignore what you're supposed to do, the universe will also then turn around and go, well, I guess if we can't work through you to help you accomplish your life goals and to be a better person, we might work through other people to accomplish that goal. Like the universe will always take whatever path is necessary to help you, even if it means hurting you. If you got to go through painful things, and if those painful things mean that by going through the painful things, you break through that wall and you become a better person, then that's what's going to happen. And Chantal has always been that person that she doesn't learn things easily because she doesn't want to learn. And you got to know her spirit guides. They're tired. They're exhausted. They're like, we're trying and we're trying and we're trying. We want to see her do good, but she's stubborn. What do we do? So the spirit guides reach out to the universe and say, can you help us? And the universe says, okay, we're going to have to do it the hard way. Obviously, it's got to be hard. With Chantal, it's always got to be hard. Got to take the hard, difficult, painful path versus the easy path. You get on the easy path when you listen to your intuition, you listen to your soul, you know what you want, you know what you need, you seek out the resources and the tools to go get it. Life becomes a lot easier that way, but she ignores everything that she should be listening to and paying attention to. And so the universe says, to save you, we got to break you. That was the message I was getting off of your reading last night, Neo. The universe is saying to Chantal, to save you, we got to break you. We got to break through that ego. We got to break through that narcissism. We have to break through that stubbornness. We got to break apart that web of lies. Everything's got to get broken. We got to put it in pieces so that you can't put it back together and keep going. You're going to have to build something new. So I'm not saying this is how it is because I am not in charge of the spiritual world, but there's a balance to all things in life. Where there's light, there's darkness. Where there's lies, there's truth. So Chantal lives in a world of lies. So the counterbalance of that would be truth. If the lies get too much, you're wrapping yourself in lies and it is causing you harm in every way, then the truth is going to come punching through that wall and let the light on in. So maybe, perhaps, Kaibella in that moment was the counterbalance to the lies, because the universe really wants Chantal to improve and to change and to let go of things that really are not good for her. Chantal is looking at Kaibella from the wrong angle. Her narcissistic pride and her ego are so in the way. They're blinding her. She's looking at Kaibella as the enemy versus someone trying to help her, trying to show her the way, trying to show her the truth. Sometimes in life, the friend you want is not the friend you need. You may want friends that say yes to everything, agree to everything, never argue, but maybe that friend you need, the one that's brave enough and bold enough to tell you the truth and say, that's not good for you. Or if you wear a dress that does not look good, they're going to say so. They're going to say, you don't look good in that, go change. And you may not like hearing that, but that's what you need to hear. You need to think about what you're doing. You need to think about who you are. So even though you don't have good feelings about Kaibella, Chantal, the friend you need may not be the friend you want, but that friend you need could be the most beneficial to you. Okay, let's go.
Another person feel like they're being seen, famous even, okay? And Spirit is saying subconsciously that they really need to reach out to their ancestral roots and get grounded, okay? Because this is not a good place to be. And that's just energetically speaking. How's your mom and them? So they're telling them to reconnect to their family tree, reconnect to their roots, and get grounded around this energy. Spirit is saying in the middle of the deck that they're Thank you, Spirit. This is combined energy that is attaching these two. And this combined energy is a swirl of communication and it's a ball of emotion. So it's a lot going on, a lot of conversation, a lot of emotion. But this has to do with sweet as a Georgia peach. So I don't know what the relationship or connection is to Georgia, but there's kindness, tender and care that's attaching these two. What we're not seeing, flirtation and a delicious experience. What's going on here? First,
Well, little backstory, Neo, since you're not a reactor, and I'm sure there's a lot you don't know about Foodie. I'm sure you pick up her energy and it's not good. You have to cleanse yourself. And girl, I don't blame you if that's the case. Cleanse yourself, cleanse it, cleanse it. Make that bad energy go away. Like burn your candles and burn the incense. You're gonna trust me, you need it. But anyway, Chantal on her channel, she would do live chats and she had people come into her live chats, and some of them she really leaned on. Kaibella was one. Kaibella was actually a long-term supporter of Chantal's, and Kaibella liked Chantal. And Kaibella claims that she did not know the full lore and history of Chantal. She only knew so much. So she looked at Foodie through a certain lens based on what she knew and experienced in that moment from the time that she first started talking to Foodie onward. She didn't know a lot of darker things about her. So Chantal, for her part, on her channel, she pulls people into her by revealing personal details that really should be left to family and friends. She tells people that normally you would tell people in confidence. She told people about her health problems, about her STDs, like coming on camera and getting mad at people and talking about her depression and whatnot, like really pulling people in. And her audience, because she did that, they would get the impression like, oh, she really likes us. Oh, she really cares about us. And they got drawn in because Chantal would often say, you guys are my friends, although Foodie really doesn't have friends. She has no real life friends, and she certainly doesn't have any internet friends. Like people for her are as disposable as cheap razors. But she gives the impression that she cares. So Kaibella, in a sense, I feel, cared about Foodie, sympathized with her because Foodie was telling her lies and people were believing it. Because who would think that if you're a friend to somebody that your friend would lie to you about who they are, about what they're doing? So Chantal lied to people and sucked people in, and they believed her over everybody else. There was a sweetness there. There was a Georgia peach aspect to it, like sweetness, like I care about you, care about me. And then Kaibella found out really horrible things about Foodie. And I can only imagine that you start off with somebody, they're giving you an impression, and you're believing it. You're believing that you know that person, you got a good gist of that person, and then you find out something really dark and disturbing, and you feel duped. You feel betrayed in a way. Like, you misrepresented yourself. You duped me. You lied to me. And there's a feeling of betrayal and anger. You feel, for lack of a better word, stupid. You're like, how could I be fooled like that? Plus, there was another incident where uh, some of her members were getting doxxed or threatened to be doxxed by another creator who did not like Foodie. And Foodie did nothing to protect those people. And that was another thing that Kaibella has publicly mentioned as bothering her. Like, you didn't protect us the way you could have, the way you should have. You didn't give a doggone, so why should I care about you? So I'm feeling like there is hurt, there is anger, and Kaibella has never come out and said, I'm going to completely ruin this woman's life. Like, I'm going to go for broke. I'm just going to just drive her into the dirt. No, she came out publicly and said, I'm just going to ruin her marriage. That's all she wanted to do, was ruin her marriage and make her feel as unsafe as she herself felt as one of her channel members. So, in essence, she wanted to give Foodie a taste of her own medicine. I'm going to make you feel unsafe. I'm going to make you feel the same kind of hurt that you've made us feel. So, there's a hurt in the heart somewhere. Kaibella, I feel, reacted out of hurt. Like, you hurt me, so I don't care if I hurt you. And that kind of hurt comes from a place of, I used to care about you. I really used to care about you, and look where we are now.
Some reason too, I feel like they've known each other for some time, or they could have been friends in the past. Is that correct? Y'all let me know. So how does Foodie Beauty feel about Kaibella current energy? Thank you. All right. She feels like she's very naive and oblivious, that she's inexperienced, she's gullible. Studying apprenticeship is needed. Like, you don't even know what you're doing. She also feels like she's putting her boats into the water, trying to gain direction. She's seeking fulfillment. She's seeking bliss, enthusiasm. She's seeking money. And she's just doing her. And there's a water sign energy attached to this, or it just could be emotional. In the middle.
I got to stop you here, Neil, because the first thing that came to my mind with you saying that is deflection. So here's Chantal saying to Kaibella, or thinking about Kaibella, you're naive. You don't know what you're doing. At the same time, that's totally Chantal. She just got sucked into a romance scam. Someone that's been playing the long con on her for over a year. And the worst part was, like, way before it started, she did a live stream talking about romance scams and why would anybody that's younger and good looking be interested in me. She knew those romance scams were out there, then she proceeds to get involved in one. So by thinking about Kaibella, oh, you're the naive one, you're the stupid one, at the same time she's acting naive and stupid. So it's all deflection. Like, I have these qualities about myself, but I'm going to deflect by claiming these qualities about you.
Of the deck, she feels like she is a nuisance, provocation, gossip, hassle, freeloading, and an opportunist. And whenever I see Swamp Angel, this Swamp Angel card, it makes me feel like someone who could reside in the southern states within the United States. Okay.
Foodie thinks of everybody as a Swamp Angel, as a nuisance, as a pest. And whenever a pest comes along in her world, she does her best to swat them away, to shut them up, to hush them up. She's actually gone after Kaibella's TikTok account, doing false reports on her TikTok account, just in a way to punish her for speaking out, for showing the truth about this scamming situation with Salah. Like, Foodie's very wrathful, very vengeful. If you don't go along with her program, if you dare to go off script, if you dare to affect her script, she's going to punish you. And so she does. At any given opportunity, she will do it. She'll cause whatever trouble, strife, conflict she can in vengeance versus take the truth and do something positive with it. She's going to flip it around like, you're the troublemaker. You have no business talking. How dare you? You know, like acting in indignation.
Like a lower lying state. Thank you. Spirit says something else. Again, she's acknowledging she feels like, yeah, like you're trying to get a layer on your cake. You're seeking fame and accomplishment and talent, and you're I don't know how to say it, but you're getting the bag off of me. Like you making money off of me. You're increasing your visibility and awareness off of me. Does that make sense? Okay.
The thing is, Chantal is coming after Kaibella. And if she's thinking that way, you're getting a bag off of me. That's absolutely not true. Because Kaibella does have a TikTok account, or I don't know if she still has it, but she had a large following on TikTok, which is a whole different platform. Foodie is on YouTube. If Kaibella really want to go after that bag, really go after it, if that was her main motivation, she could have made a YouTube channel, posted the videos, had many subscribers overnight, got monetized, and been making that bag. But instead, she went on Twitter and posted everything on Twitter. And I have to say, Kaibella, that was a smart move, very smart, because you knew that Foodie was on YouTube, and that because she's got a YouTube channel, that if you made a YouTube channel, that she was going to come after you because you were both on the same platform. So you went on a separate platform, which was out of her reach, although she's probably caused trouble for you there too. But you put the content where you knew she couldn't do much about it, or she didn't have as much influence. But if Kaibella's main deal was to make money off of this, she didn't automatically go for the money. Like she could have put it on YouTube, didn't. She got her TikTok account. Foodie just wasn't satisfied with the fact that it was on Twitter and Kaibella wasn't making money on YouTube with it. No, she's going to try to affect Kaibella's income. So you're wrong about that, Foodie. You're absolutely wrong. If money was the motivation, she could have made a channel, made videos, people would have watched, maybe even reacted to them. She put it on Twitter. There are other people that have been in your world, people that were part of your play, like Natter, like Roman, that they made channels and spilled the tea. Kaibella didn't do that, did she?
Spirit says something else in the middle of the deck. She's got a lot to say. And she feels like there is something getting ready to come out when it comes to Kaibella. That is bubbling at the belly and bubbling at the throat, and there's nothing that she can do about it. This is how Foodie Beauty feels about Kaibella. There's communication, honesty, courage, sharing revelations, surprise news, text, and a phone call. So something about this communication that she's going to try to put out. It feels like it's trying to spin or trying to put a dig in or create a dig, but Spirit is also acknowledging that there's lipstick on a pig in this attempt, that there's denial, cover up, foolishness, and wanting the collective, the community to take a closer look into what is being said from Foodie Beauty or towards Kaibella. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's something that Foodie does. If she's got anything on you, if she's got text messages, if she's got video clips, if she's got anything, she's going to be foolish in her wrath and try to use the information as a way to punish you. But the more that Foodie tries to put somebody in the hole, the bigger of a hole she digs for herself. Like every time she comes at Kaibella, Kaibella comes back at her even harder, which leads to Foodie becoming distracted to the point where she can't do videos, she can't do live chats, like she loses her momentum. So it works against her. The best thing that Chantal can do is just shut up about Kaibella and leave her alone. Like the truth is out there, there's no taking it back, Chantal. There's no taking it back. What's out there is out there, will be forever out there. You can't ignore it. You can't pretend it's not out there. We know what we know about Salah now. So the more you go after Kaibella, the more she's going to come after you. I don't know if there's anything else that Kaibella has to show us. I don't know how much more there is. But the more you strike out at her, the more she's going to strike harder at you.
Spirit is also acknowledging that There's some superficiality, frivolous, foolishness in regards to this relationship. You should have left a long time ago. No, thank you. Walk away. Refusal. Know your worth, self-respect, and strength. Okay, and this is a layered energy, so there is a combined interest at this point that both of them share. And Spirit is saying that this combined energy, how Foodie feels about Kaibella, there's something that she's her intention. This is my brouhaha card. We see cats. Not cats have 9 lives. So it's something that she's going to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying to have breakthrough, to have a solution, to have receptivity. Like there's an energy of just having faith that this is going to work out. And this is such a layer energy because it's next to this card that's saying that you should have walked away, but you keep trying. You should have walked away, but you keep trying. And this is the same thing about Kaibella. You should have walked away, but you keep trying. There's something that you're trying to have breakthrough solution, but it's a shared energy. So there is a shared partner because passion makes me think pink makes me think of passion, relationship. Okay. Interesting. All right, so Kaibella, current energy, how do you feel about Foodie Beauty? All right, so she feels like Foodie Beauty needs to be quiet, that she needs to have silence, discretion. She needs to have equanimity. She needs to focus on privacy and consideration around this hotter than blue blazes passion and relationship. This amorousness, this instant crush that she has. As a fire sign, could be a fire sign or could be just acknowledging that there's a lot of passion, but there's also a lot of chaos. Kaibella is also acknowledging that she is a suffering fool. It's a lot of orange, so very emotional. And that she points fingers, but when you point one finger, several fingers are pointed back. So suffering, full, disdain, displeasure, contempt, poking fun. She's like, you need to read between the lines. And she's acknowledging, no, you are the one.
Yeah, so if Kaibella cared about Chantal even a little bit on a friendship level or almost a friendship level, it's possible to care about somebody you've never met. If you talk to them long enough, if you hang out with them long enough, you make conversation, you develop a sense of care and empathy. And even if you have a friendship and part of the friendship disappears, it doesn't mean that all of the care that you have about that person disappears. It is still possible to care after the friendship is over and there's a split. So Kaibella, maybe to a certain extent, she exposed the truth just to show Chantal, look, this thing is not good for you. I'm giving you the truth. Do what you will with it. It's going to hurt you. It's going to make you really angry, but it's something you needed to hear. So you could finally open your eyes and stop being a stupid fool. And now it's up to Chantal to do what she will with the truth, to hang on to something that's not working and is not good for her, or grab on to something different. Like, no matter what Chantal does, what's done is done, like I said. The information's out there. We all see Salah for who he is, what he is, although we did anyway. Those of us been watching Chantal for a long time, we saw him coming a mile away. We called it out, which made her angry. And now that more things have been revealed and it's in the public eye, she's really angry because the one thing Chantal does not like is being proved wrong. She doesn't like other people proving her wrong and being right. She always wants to be right. She can never be wrong. So Kaibella exposed something about her world that was messed up, and she's going hard at her.
That is trying to add a layer to the cake. And see how many times this card comes out, because it's a dual energy. It's something that they both are acknowledging.
And here's something for Chantal, if she happens to watch this video. What if Kaibella was trying to quote unquote add a layer to the cake? Consider this, Chantal. You've been building a cake for years, layer after layer after layer of lies, self-harm behavior, self-harm content. Is that a good cake? It's not a good cake. So maybe the layer that somebody was trying to add to your cake was a layer of truth that needed to be put there. You needed that layer of truth to topple down all the lies, because that kind of cake, it's not good for anybody to eat. Not good at all. It's like The universe, I feel, was just balancing everything out. The lies, the constant lies, the self-harm behavior, the toxicness of it all. Truth was just simply trying to find balance in it. And sometimes it works in mysterious ways. It could be a person that comes along and tells you something. It could be an event that you experience. It could be a friendship. It could be an enemy. It could be anybody. But the truth will always find a way to break its way through.
That one has for the other. So you're using me as your storyline. You're seeking fame, accomplishment, accolades, and triumph. And she's also acknowledging that she needs a spiritual bath to get this energy off of her. Okay, which lets me know, again, this is my brouhaha card. So it feels like the energy is aligning with it, because it is the frequency that it is attaching to. So this is the energy that she is emitting into the universe, essentially. So she needs to focus on self-love, relaxation, regeneration, and satiety within, replenishment. Like, baby, just start over. Just start over. Okay. All right. How does Kaibella, or what does Kaibella want to say to Foodie Beauty? It's dark and you can't.
Okay, now this next part is funny because I can actually see these two ladies going back and forth in this conversation. I saw this part at first, Neo, and I was just start cracking up, and I'm like, this feels like a real life conversation that if they could actually physically talk, what they would say to each other. And online, they're kind of saying these things to each other. This feels like real life conversation, but please, ma'am, I'm sorry to interrupt. Please go ahead.
See a fucking thing. Get your head out of your ass pronto. Okay. And what does, okay. Foodie Beauty wants to say to Kaibella, stop talking. Shut your mouth and listen. Okay. So they are definitely at odds, these two. Okay. How does Foodie Beauty see Kaibella? Thank you. Interesting. She sees her as the muse. So she's definitely, there is something very, what is going on? Y'all have to tell me about this situation with these two.
I'd be very happy to fill you in, Neo. Little insight about Chantal. So Chantal has a bit of a pattern. You know, she's a very insecure, jealous female, is Foodie. She's very not comfortable with herself, not comfortable in her own skin. She views other women as competition, as enemies, rather than comrades. She doesn't have female friends because she wants all the attention, and she's afraid of anybody else near her getting the attention that she wants. So if she gets wrapped around a man, which is very easy for her to do because she's so thirsty for attention, if that man expresses interest in another woman, whether it's the way her body is or how she dresses, then Foodie, for her part, will try to imitate that woman. She'll start dressing like that woman, or talking like that woman, or adapting qualities of that woman because she wants more love and acceptance from that man versus just being herself and finding a man who likes that and wants all of that. She's done it before. There was another man in her life named Natter who was got involved with a woman named Dee Dee, who started out being a member of Chantal's channel, and she would try to be more like her. Now here we are again. History is repeating itself. Salah talked to Kaibella and expressed all kinds of public interest in Kaibella and about her body and liking her behind. And Foodie, when she sees that, she gets insecure. And immediately she starts trying to improve herself in some way. Like recently, after the whole Kaibella text messages, video clips came out, suddenly she wants to go on a health journey. She wants to take care of her body. She wants to eat well. I feel that's not so much for her, like her looking at herself and looking inside and self-reflecting and wanting to improve herself. It's just that competitive spirit in her wanting to compete with another woman to get the attention back on her. So she's looking towards Kaibella and saying, I got to be more like her. So that's going to motivate her to try to get her health together. So I can see why this card came up. the muse. Like, let me look towards another woman to know how to be more appealing and womanly so that the attention that my man is giving to others, I can get back on me. Although I really don't think it's going to work. Because if a person likes you, they like you. And if they're attracted to you, they're attracted to you. And if they're not attracted to you, there's not a doggone thing you can do about it. It's just something you just have to accept.
Because it's almost like there is some kind of weird obsession that one has over the other. Does that make sense? Almost like you're using her as a source of inspiration.
Yeah, to probably get healthy. That's probably what kicked it off because for a whole year, Chantal didn't care about herself. She didn't care about how she looked. She wasn't really interested in keeping her makeup on and keeping clean and being healthy. Suddenly, all that kicked in after the Kaibella thing. It all kicked in. Like, it gave her the gut check to get herself together. Although I don't know how long that's going to last, but that's where the inspiration came from for all of that.
To do something. Like you're taking notes, you got your tools over here. Do you want to be like her? Is that, I mean, what's that about? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. All right. And how does Kaibella see Foodie Beauty? Thank you. All right. Kaibella sees Foodie Beauty as the wanderer, just always moving, always going. There's the map. You got the compass here. She's packed light. um, I don't know why. Um, it says passport here. She's like, you're always moving. You're always on the go. You just, wherever the wind blows, that's the way you go. So,
I'm going to tell you something that Spirit is telling me right now, Neo. And this is just it's really weird, but it is what it is. It's a message. Like when you said, how does Kaibella look at Foodie? The message that came to my mind right now is moss doesn't grow on a rolling stone. Just like you said, moving around, always moving around, just not being grounded, not putting down roots, just moving, 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 but moving with no purpose. Always moving. You're not trying to grab onto any stability. You just keep it moving. But even in your moves, nothing's really being accomplished. That's how she sees Chantal. The fact that you're just you're flitting about and you're being flip floppy, and you're not really trying to ground yourself. Like you're pivoting out of corners and you're moving around, but what you really need to do is just stay grounded. Like stand still. Moss does not grow on a rolling stone.
sending them love and light. Okay. What's the combined energy for Kaibella and Foodie Beauty? Sad embrace. So the combined energy for these two is a sad embrace. I see a lot of blue here, so there's a lot of communication. Loss is a part of life. Let go and allow time to heal you. You may be entering into a period where loss is a theme. Perhaps you're having to let go of a long cherished dream. If so, take heart. For this ending may have been for your highest good. A better and more powerful dream will be realized in your life if you can accept the loss. Relationships based on faulty foundations are meant to end at this time. Disappointment is a form of perception. If your expectations weren't met, a sense of loss arises, along with sadness and grief. Express these emotions. Tears are like healing rain that can restore life to a parched inner landscape. Growth is always assured. Whatever the loss, however great it is, let go and experience your feelings so that you may soon see what beauty lies ahead. What beauty, Foodie, beauty. So there's this combined energy of someone acknowledging that there's a loss, a sad embrace. Them coming together makes one or both of them feel like they've lost something. They're losing something. They need to let go of something.
How I'm taking that card and what you just said, Neo, is In life, not every embrace is going to be a happy one. Not every embrace is going to fill you with joy and happiness. Some embraces are sad, especially when there's a goodbye attached to it. If you really care about somebody, you enjoyed being around them, you enjoyed talking to them, maybe you enjoyed being in a group of people with that friend. You really enjoyed your time that way. And then you have to let go. It hurts you, it makes you sad. So maybe Kaibella feels a bit sad about that. She feels maybe betrayed and hurt because she cared about Foodie, and then she found out that Foodie really doesn't care about anybody, and she feels kind of duped in a way. Maybe she feels a bit sad that she can't come back to Chantal's channel anymore and talk to Chantal and talk to everybody there. Like that's just a place she cannot be. Maybe there's a sense of sadness there, a sad embrace of, I gotta do what I gotta do, and I have to expose this truth. It needs to be out there, but at the same time, there's a little bit of a sacrifice, but it's one that has to be made. So yeah, a sad embrace.
Or someone. I mean, who knows? Okay. All right. How does Kaibella see Foodie Beauty? Okay, Kaibella sees Foodie Beauty as the soul tribe in reverse. The soul tribe in reverse. Alienation, isolation, rivalry, traitor, separation, schism, fake friends, not fitting in, differences, lack of togetherness, lack of support, conflict, looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yeah, the whole vibe of, I thought you were my friend, but you're not my friend. If you have somebody you consider a friend and you care about, and then you find out who they really are, it can be quite shocking. It can be quite hurtful. So yeah, there's, I feel that there's a lot more, there's a lot more hurt than red hot anger. I feel anger, but not so intensely so that you're on a war path and you want to destroy somebody. It's just a matter of, I'm hurt and I'm mad. I'm mad because I'm hurt, if that makes sense.
Were they friends prior to them falling out? This is real strong energy of them kind of knowing each other prior to an issue. Okay. How does Foodie Beauty see Kaibella? She sees her as the influence in reverse. 13 is a significant number resonating for this. Negative influence, distractions, following the crowd, rumors, blaming others for your behavior, under the influence, unwilling to learn, third party, hard to convince, weak-minded, misled, mind control. Man, they got real drama, don't they?
Well, again, even though I've said this repeatedly in this video, like that's how Foodie thinks about anyone who's not part of her online tribe. Either you're in the tribe and you agree with her and you're a yes man and you enable her, or you're on the other side of the fence. You're part of the army of enemies. She views you as an enemy. Even if you're saying something that makes perfect sense and you're completely right and you're being completely truthful, even if the truth is not vicious, it's just truth, you're the enemy, because it goes against all the lies that she puts in front of people. So yeah, Kaibella exposed some truth with proof, and now Foodie views her as the enemy. Although Kaibella wasn't trying to be the enemy, she was just saying, here's something you need to know. Here's something that everybody needs to know, and I'm going to put it on a platform where you can't get to it, you can't take it down, and I'm essentially doing it for your own good. Because you are being scammed by this man. He's lying to you. He's not what you think he is. You need to know this because you need to make some life changes, and you need the truth to do it, because you're not going to do it surrounded in lies.
Okay. Foodie Beauty and Kaibella, what is the tea? This is the T. Somebody is saying they don't really hate you. They don't hate anything about you. What? But then there's a heart. So what is this about? What is this about? I don't hate anything about you. Like, I'm not even a hater, but there's something that I have to tell. There's something that I have to say. And there's a recording, an announcement, expression, or revealing of of information. And this has to do with someone's family. So there's some type of exposure of someone's family, something that needs to be said, something that it just about the family. And spirit is acknowledging that this has to also do with the private relationship. So there's a family, but then there's a private relationship. There's also evidence of cheating, red lipstick stains. There's also this energy of I'm keeping a secret. Okay, keeping you a secret. And this has to do with the evidence of cheating. And spirit is acknowledging game over and that someone is going to get kicked to the curb. And again, this is someone just saying, I'm over it and I'm tired of the drama. Now, this is all subconscious, okay, which is amazing when it comes to reading because subconsciously someone already knows what it is. And this is why they like, I'm not hating.
Like I mentioned earlier, even if you have a friendship, if you care about somebody and the friendship is over, it doesn't mean you automatically, right at that very moment, stop caring for them completely. You might have a friendship with somebody and you just have a falling out and you can't talk anymore, but still care about them. So Kaibella, she did this thing not out of red hot hatred. She's just saying, I've got a truth to speak and I'm going to speak it. I know it's going to make you angry, but it needs to get out. And that's all it's about. But of course, Chantal's going to put the spin on it as you're not doing this for my own good. You're doing it because you're chasing clout, you're chasing money, blah, blah, blah. Like deflection. She's going to deflect away from what it could be really about. She's going to deflect away from the fact that she needs to change and she needs to let go of those negative things. She's resisting change. But the thing is, the more you resist change, the more universe is going to come along and come at you harder and harder and harder until the change happens. So there's no real vicious, evil intent here. It's not about evil intent. It's about, I cared about you. I really cared about you. I was concerned for you. I was part of your tribe. I thought you were one way. You turned out to be another way in a moment when you should have been concerned for myself and people like me in your tribe. You show that you completely did not care, which offended me greatly, hurt me greatly. And since you don't care about me, then knowing this secret, knowing this thing that's going on, I'm not going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to let it out, regardless of the consequences.
I don't hate you. I need to tell you what's happening. Like this is the truth. Wake up is the energy. Like in the middle of the deck, but we're not seeing someone is going to continue to fight for what they love. And they're claiming what's theirs because love is a battlefield. And they need to just chill out because I'm not going to stop fighting essentially. Like someone's like I'm not going to stop fighting you.
And I think that when you brought those cards out, that has to do with Chantal with Salah. So she knows the truth now. She knows what it is. It's been exposed. Yet her own defiance and her stubbornness, she's getting in her own way. She is her own worst enemy that way. Even when the truth is looking her in the face, it's nose to nose with her, she will not acknowledge it because she wants to be on top. She wants to be right. She doesn't want to be wrong. She would rather go the next 20 years living in lies rather than admit for 1 second that somebody is right over her, that they've always been right. Her worst nightmare for her would be to swallow her pride and say, you guys were right. Kaibella, you were right. This guy is a scumbag and he's been using me for money, and go home to Canada and be without him. Like, Salah is part of her ego, Neo. It's part of her pride. It's part of her, look what I have that you don't have. Even though things have been exposed about Salah, they're just horrible. Despite the fact that those things are horrible, and the fantasy illusion that she's been painting on her channel, that illusion is over. She can no longer brag about it or use it to degrade other people. Where's your husband? She's still going to hold on to it, even though it has no absolute value. The fact that she has it is all the reason she needs. So this truth is here. It's been revealed, but she's not going to let go of what she needs to let go of.
I'm not going to stop fighting for what I love, and I'm not going to stop fighting you. Love is a battlefield. Interesting. Okay, and there's something else in the middle of the deck. Somebody's getting played. Somebody's getting played. They're getting manipulated. There's lies, controlling, and pulling strings. Okay.
Okay, looking at these cards, Neil, like the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this spread, the middle card is a male card. So where my spirit is going with these cards is when you said somebody's getting played, somebody's being manipulated, the middle card being a man. It's him. Like, because right now, honestly, he's in the power position with Chantal. When she went back to Canada to visit her family, I feel that's when fate put her in the middle of a crossroad. You know, do you want to go left? Do you want to go right? If you go right, which is the right path, you can stay in Canada. You can get your health together. You can just forget this whole stupid thing with Salah. Start over. You know, think for yourself and not think about other people that don't matter. If you go left, you're going to continue down the same bad path, make more bad choices, which you are going to suffer from. She was at that crossroads and she made the wrong choice yet again because she hasn't learned. But this middle card, the male card, he's in the power position because she has no home to go home to. And considering the fact that she's not making much money on YouTube these days, certainly not enough to get her own place and get herself started. And she needs a caretaker now to do things for her. He knows he's got all the power. And with all the power comes the ability to manipulate people if you are that kind of a person. So he's got the power position and he knows it, and he's going to use it to the full extent.
Someone has made some bad choices. This is the tea. Somebody's getting played.
Mm-hmm.
And they're making bad choices. They're being manipulated and they're needing to protect themselves. They want to protect themselves. So you might start hearing someone say, I need to protect myself. I need to do this. I need to have cameras all around me. I need to blah, 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 because they're feeling the need to keep themselves safe. Either it's a combined energy, or that's how Kaibella feels about Foodie Beauty, or Foodie Beauty feels about Kaibella. Okay. All right. Let's get into the tarot deck. All right. So current energy for Kaibella and Foodie Beauty. Okay. I hate when that. So there's some information that hasn't came out, and it was delinquent. It was delayed almost. And someone wasn't speaking up because they didn't have enough information. I just keep saying that there's something that's coming out, okay? With the 9 of Swords. And there's a lot of negative self-talk around this information too. Spirit is saying that there's an energy of impulsive behavior and disinterest subconsciously with a lack of self-care. Okay. And this is the Hangman in reverse. So we have the Page of Swords in reverse and we have the Hangman in reverse when it comes to their combined energy. So subconsciously, someone is like, you know what, there was some impulsive behavior and there was some disinterest and energy of being disinterested when it comes to these two combined. This is very interesting. And Spirit is saying that in the middle of the deck, someone is just completely.
Okay, so all the cards that Neo just drew down, did I or did I not pull those same exact cards in my reading, y'all? There were pentacles and swords all over the place, but the Page of Swords, the Hangman, they came up repeatedly. Neo and I are two different tarot readers. We don't speak on the personal. How is it that two tarot readers who don't talk on a personal level, like, we're bringing up these same cards, we're picking up the same things? It's crazy.
Completely lazy and easily distracted by this person. They become very bored and lazy when this person's name is even mentioned. They become easily distracted. They are definitely a nuisance for the other. Like that card came out with a swamp angel, a nuisance.
Yeah, that's Foodie all day. That's Chantal. If somebody is speaking out against her or revealing something she doesn't want revealed, she gets mentally, emotionally distracted and she can't work, she can't do videos, she can't do live chats. It totally stops her in her tracks. So this whole thing with Kaibella has been making her stumble, making her fall, and it's hard for her to recover. Like this, I don't think Chantal has ever dealt with this level of damage before. There's been things that have happened in the past, but not to this extreme level, where not only are her personal relationships being affected, but affecting the story arc at the time on her channel. Like, she's never dealt with that. Not to the degree of all of this going on. So she's having trouble getting her footing back.
With the Page of Wands, and this is fire sign energy in reverse. So the flame is fizzling when it comes to these two, okay? There's just this information that really makes someone feel like they have a hold on them. That once it's said, they literally fall and hit rock bottom.
Yeah, well, sometimes rock bottom is not a bad place. Sometimes rock bottom is the same place you find rebirth. That was another card that popped up in my reading, that the death card, rebirth, and the ending of something, the beginning of something, rebirth. Death does not always mean a physical death. It could be a new job. It could be a new opportunity. It could be the ending of an old job to a new job. It could be rebirth. But sometimes you find rebirth on the same level as rock bottom, because that's when rebirth starts. Rock bottom.
How does Foodie really feel about Kaibella? Okay, Foodie Beauty feels like she is the star. That she this okay, and so this is the second time because she kind of as it I don't know their relationship. I don't know anything about them. But it feels like again, this is like the muse card. Like you ever heard somebody say envy is love and hate at the same time? And it's interesting because that card came out where I hate nothing about you.
Mm-hmm.
There's something that she envies about this woman. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but she sees her as a creative person and someone who believes in themselves and someone who has faith and is hopeful. It's interesting.
Well, Kaibella, again, I'm not looking at Kaibella's TikTok. It's not my business. But Kaibella did have a channel on YouTube making, excuse me, I'm sorry. Kaibella did have a TikTok account with over 300,000 subscribers. And for some reason, Chantal is obsessed with numbers. She wants her own channel to be over 100K. And she's always cruising TikTok and taking note of channels and their content. Like, Chantal is all about money. She's obsessed with money, with viewers, with followers, with getting the attention. Kaibella had or does have a channel on TikTok with 3 times the amount of subscribers as Chantal. So that could be the reason. The fact that Kaibella is successful in her own right. And Chantal's on her 100K channel, or nearly 100K, not doing very well, and that's her fault. But looking at Kaibella from a sense of envy that way. Also, since Kaibella was represented with the star card, well, Chantal is the darkness right now. And what do stars do? They illuminate the darkness. They shine in the darkness. And that might be another reason why Chantal envies her, the fact that she shines in the darkness.
Subconsciously, she's acknowledging that there is an equality here. She's saying there's an abuse of power and a scam likely with the Six of Pentacles. She's also acknowledging that she's giving up. She makes her feel paranoid. She's stubborn with the Nine of Wands. And in the middle of the deck, she's acknowledging Kaibella. Again, here comes that self-sacrifice. Like, you make me feel like I'm sacrificing myself. She exposes her impulsive behavior with the Hangman.
Hey.
Thank you, Spirit. She's also acknowledging that she brings on an energy of laziness for her and that she's easily distracted by her. And she becomes bored by her with the Page of Wands. She's acknowledging that Kaibella brings an energy of the Tower card, radical change, disaster, major loss, chaos, pain. And this has disrupted the family.
Well, Chantal, she has said before that she doesn't like change. Change makes her feel uncomfortable. She doesn't like being uncomfortable. So here's somebody that just came along and is introducing not just change, but radical change. Like changing up her world, breaking apart her world. She doesn't like that. That's painful. Because it means you have to change. And Chantal's responding with that with anger. Oh, I hate you. I hate you for telling the truth. Chantal always has the worst meltdowns over truth being exposed and she cannot deny it. And anybody who dares to expose the truth and she cannot deny it. Like, example, like she had a really bad meltdown over a French fry girl exposing all of the neglect and the pain of her former pet, BBJ. And Chantal could do nothing about it. She had a severe meltdown over that. And here's Kaibella with not the same, but very similar. Kaibella exposing the absolute truth about Salah, and she could do nothing about it. She can't stop it. She can't slow it down. So, like, anger is her shield from letting the truth in.
With a Ten of Cups in reverse, a broken home, a lack of security, and a dysfunctional family. Very emotional. Could be a water sign. Could just be depression. Okay. How does Kaibella feel about Foodie Beauty? All right. She's acknowledging that Foodie Beauty has a lot of, she's brave. Like, you are really strong, girl.
It sounds like there's like a mutual admiration for each other. Because in the previous cards, Chantal looked at Kaibella as the star card. Now Kaibella is looking at Chantal like, you've got strength. So there's a mutual admiration there for some aspects of each other. At the same time, there's all this hurt and this anger and I'm mad at you sort of stuff.
Feels like she needs to, she's fearless. With the Seven of Wands, she feels like she has to fight a lot. She has to, because she resists. She's always resisting.
Again, so there's that feeling of, in order to save you, I got to break you. I'm not saying that Kaibella is the savior of Chantal or trying to act like the savior, but this could be the universe in its own unique way working through Kaibella to get through to Chantal. This could be the universe saying to you, Chantal, in order to save you, we got to break you. We got to break through these lies. We got to break through this world of fantasy and illusion you built around yourself. It has become a toxic tower that you've been living in. And not only are we going to throw you out of it, we're going to break apart the tower so you can't come back in. So you're mad at Kaibella for being the messenger. Well, there's an old saying, don't shoot the messenger. It's just the messenger. They're just delivering the message, but it could be the universe that actually delivered it to you.
She's always standing up for herself because she's always resisting, and she has to fight off a lot of people, and she has to fight a lot. Look how the arms are crossed here at the heart chakra, but also at the solar plexus chakra. She's acknowledging that she's dealing with a lot of obstacles. We see protection again, needing to protect herself. In the middle of the deck, she's acknowledging that she's always ignoring red flags, that there is a confession coming out, that she's been outsmarted with the Seven of Swords, that she has poor health, that she's underachieving and has shattered dreams with the Nine of Cups in reverse.
You know, it's when it comes to people, you can love certain aspects about a person and hate others. It's possible to do that. To like certain aspects about a person, admire certain aspects about a person, and then absolutely hate and can't stand others. Sounds like that's what's going on here.
That she has low confidence, cold. She's a mean girl with the Queen of Wands in reverse. And with the Eight of Swords, she's feeling trapped due to her own psychological challenges. She's victimized and she's in fear, like she's feeling terrorized. Okay. What is their biggest issue? Like, I'm confused. Okay. What's the big issue between these two? Foodie Beauty and Kaibella. Thank you, Spirit. What is it? Forceful, domineering, and a weak leader with the King of Wands. Fire sign energy is a big issue. Waiting and playing it safe with no action with the Two of Wands is a big issue in reverse. Another fire sign. And working too hard and being dependent and having no style with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse is a big issue. What's next for Kaibella and Foodie Beauty? The King of Swords. So there's some authority. Is somebody
all these cards, I drew them as well in my last reading.
Contact the police or a judge or try to get someone arrested.
Also, with the on top of these cards, the King of Swords, like I say, Eight of Swords and the Devil. There was another card you guys might remember that I pulled a lot of. It just kept popping up. It kept popping up and it wouldn't stop popping up. Y'all remember the Justice card? The Justice card. And I had to wonder at the time, was somebody getting in trouble? Did somebody get arrested? Is somebody going to get arrested? The Justice card kept popping up.
Feels like law. It feels like a judge. It also feels like this is going to affect someone's money, how they make money, their entrepreneurship or their business or their work. Concentrating. Yeah, it's going to affect how they concentrate on their job, their money. And this is going to make someone feel trapped with mental health issues, addiction, abuse, obsession, and hopelessness. This reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Now we sit back and let the universe do what the universe does.
And it always does, doesn't it, Neo? It absolutely does. Whether you want it to or not, it's going to do what it does. Wonderful reading, Neo. Absolutely loved it. And those of you on my channel, I hope that you love it too. Remember, check down below for her link for her video in the description. Check her out. Wonderful reader she is, always on point, classy, sassy, full of fire. We love you over here, Neo. So that's it. That's all I have for this react. Hope you guys enjoy and check out Neo after you're done here. And I will see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye now.